Hello, grade 8. Today we're going to be looking at the third of your essential outcomes, which is multiplying and dividing of fractions. This is probably one of the biggest outcomes in grade 8 math. Like if you can get this stuff, you are doing swimmingly. Wow, that is an antiquated term, isn't it? Anyhow, let's look at a couple examples, and one thing is you're probably going to need a little review on using a number line for dividing or an array for multiplication. So let's start with those. So in your assignment, it says use a number line to divide 5 divided by 5/6. So let's take a look at what that would look like. So first off, I'm going to do an example for you. I'm going to go, we'll go 3 divide, oh dear, I'm using a highlighter on a whiteboard. That's not cool. We're going to go 3 divided into 3/4. This is an easy start. So I've got my number line. I've got 1, 2, 3, and I need quarters. So there's my benchmark quarters. 3 divided into 3/4. So I have this, but I need to cut it into 3/4. Now, that doesn't mean 3 pieces. I need to cut 3/4 slices. 1 slice of 3/4, 2 slices of 3/4, 3, did I just do it wrong? I just did it wrong. I jumped too far that time. 3 jumps of 3/4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 jumps. So how many jumps did it take? It took 4. But it doesn't always line up that way. What if I had 3 divided by 4/5? So this is going to get a little more difficult. So here I've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make those a little bigger so you can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 cut into sizes of 4/5. So let's see, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4 more fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh, I can't quite get one in there because it's 3. So it looks like mine is 3 point something, almost 4. Well, how much did I get in there? Well, I got 3 of them, and then there was 1, 2, 3/5. So I got 3 jumps, but how many? It was 4/5. So 3 of those 4/5. 1, 2, 3 of the 4/5, because a whole is 4. 3 of the 4 got in there. 3 3/4 jumps. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 out of the 4. Because remember, we were jumping 4 each time. We jumped 3 out of the 4. So we have 3 1/4. Jimmy always makes this problem. He goes like this. He thinks it's 3 jumps plus 3/5. And he says, well, see, 1, 2, 3 jumps and 1, 2, 3/5. Ah, but we were jumping 1, 2, 3, 4 each time. So no, it's 3 jumps plus the 3 out of the 4 equals 3 3/4. Now, that, I think, is one of the biggest problems that you're going to have in this whole assignment. So if you're not sure about that one, I would rewatch that example. 2, I would go to the blog and I would do this. I would go to the blog and I would put dividing decimals. And when you do that, it's probably going to bring you right to where Mr. Ewert has talked about dividing decimals before. And there, sure enough, are even videos that can help you. So if you can't find it, let me know. I can get you a link direct to those videos to help you out as well. Let's look at number 2 in the assignment. Number 2 in the assignment says copy this rectangle and shade the rectangle to find the product. Well, I'm not going to do that exact one. I'm going to do one like it. I'm going to go 3/4 times 4/5. So let's see. I've got 3/4 and 4/5. So I've got quarters fifths. So that means I need a 4 by 5 rectangle. And it says 3/4, okay? I'm going to shade 3/4 or 3 rows. And 4/5, there's 5 columns, so I'm going to shade 4 of the 5. Wherever I have, so 4 of the 5 columns, you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them got double shaded because we shaded 3 rows and 4 columns. 12 of them got double shaded, 12 of them out of 20. So that means we have 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 5 is 20. 12 out of 20 are shown. So 3/4 of 4/5 equals 12 over 20, or you could just call that 6 over 10, or 3 over 5. 3 over 5, what does that mean? Well, that means 3 out of every 5 of these has been shaded. Is that true? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is true. Now, that was really quick. I wouldn't expect anyone to get it in that short time, but this is a review. And if you're not sure about how to do this, well, then you just go like this, and you go to multiplying fractions. And chances are you're going to come up with when I taught you multiplying fractions, and up will pop, yes, you guessed it, another YouTube video showing you how to multiply fractions. And sure enough, when you, oh, that's him. That's not me. That's the other guy. There we go. There's Mr. Ewert showing you how to multiply fractions. And this time you get a much more in-depth version of how this works. Don't click the wrong link like I did. All right. And you can always stop in study hall and say hi, and we can cover it then. All right, number 3. Number 3 is find each product and quotient. Once again, a product is multiplication, quotient is from dividing. Well, it starts a little difficult. These don't even look the same. Well, you could turn that into a decimal, or you could go 28 hundredths. You could turn that into a fraction. Dealer's choice, you choose, and you can get your answer. Let's see, I could be, I think that's my answer right there. Now, how do you do the dividing though? That is the trick. If you remember, we had a method, this is 3D, where we would go flip, flip. By that, I mean you go flip the sign. And if I flip the sign, then everything after would flip with it. 1 times 3 equals 3, 5 times 2 equals 10, equals, nope, that's as simple as it gets. So I went flip, flip, then I just multiply my top and bottom, and I have my answer. And sure enough, if I were to look at this, 1/5 times a sixth probably would be about 3/10. And you can always, if you're not sure, turn these into decimals and put it in a calculator to see. So if I'm not sure, I could always go like this. Well, 1/5 is 0.2 times 2/3, 0.66666666666. Oh, I see where I messed up. Look at that. Good thing I checked my work. 5 times 2. Nope. Hold on, let me check this. I see where I went wrong. When I flipped the 3 and the 2, I went times. So 0.2 divided by 0.666. Sure enough, there we got 3/10. I got confused there. Glad I checked it out. Always check your work, ladies and gentlemen. You will catch those academic administrative errors. That's when you use your estimation. Number 4, find each product and quotient. Once again, just remember a product is multiplication, quotient is division. And now let's fast forward to number 8. It says evaluate. Evaluate means to solve. But 8a, there is a bit of a trick. You know what? Let's do 8b. Let's do 8b. You need to remember your order of operations. Now, if you watched the lesson yesterday, we reviewed the order of operations. So first goes parentheses. So the first thing we're going to do is write here. 1 1/4 divided by 1/8. 1/2 minus 3/8. Well, 1/2 would be equal to 4/8. So if I put that down, I've got 1/4 divided by 1/8 plus 1/8. What do I do next? Division. So this is going to come down like this. So it's going to end up going flip, flip. Oops, you can't see that. Like this. Now that I flipped it, I can multiply. 1 times 8 over 4 plus 1/8. Well, 8 over 4, that's just 2 plus 1/8, or 2 and 1/8. Done like dinner. Yes, I went very quick there, but this is a review, and a review should be quick. If you're not sure, come into study hall or feel free to check out the other videos. All right, you've watched the video, you've got the assignment, you're doing a great job. I look forward to seeing you in study hall.